What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And welcome back to another episode of this freaking show. It is the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. The same weekly podcast that is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got them all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, check out their amazing store, fill your card up with all their amazing comics. Use discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% on your entire order. Not only that, if you buy more than one comic, it's on a multi-purchase discount thingy. I'm not sure if they really have a name for it. I just keep saying that. You save an additional 10%. On top of that, free shipping. So if you go out, buy more than one comic, use our discount code, you get free shipping plus 10% off your entire order. And that works on the website as well as their eBay account. Link to that can be found on the homepage at CarterComics.com.
Nice.
Joey, we're gonna predict some Oscars today.
Nice.
And there's I don't know what's the normal count. It's like 80 categories. I don't fucking know.
I don't know how many categories there are.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. How the hell can you say I don't know and then guess the exact number?
Oh, because it's at the top of the page on the Vanity Fair.
Oh, the lies, my brother. Okay. Yeah, so I think we could just jump into this. Because I know, like, when we first did it with Colin, the first time we did the predictions, it was like a 2-episode thing because we just went through every single thing. But we also kind of bantered and all that stuff. And I think the other time we did it, we just kind of did like the top ones. But I want to go through all of them. And I think we have time to go through it. And luckily, I feel we can be honest with our listeners. We have no idea what these movies are.
Yeah, I saw 3 movies last year, I think. Maybe 4.
So it's kind of like a blind prediction. And we'll see who's right. I believe you won last time we did this. And the only reason I remember that is because it was the first time I was beat.
So hard to believe, even now.
But I got my sheet. I got your sheet. I'm going to do this for us because I'm a team player like that. Let's start at the bottom. So, I don't know. How does yours work? Is yours on like a whole sheet or you have to like go page by page by page?
No, I'm on one whole.
Okay, awesome. So we'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom right, work our way all the way back up to Best Picture. So, I'll put names up here. You know, while I'm doing this, Joe, what are you freaking drinking?
I'm drinking I'm freaking drinking my Electric Brew coffee company from Elkhart, Indiana, Ethiopian blend.
Gotcha. Solid.
How about you?
I am enjoying a cherry water-infused cherry essence hint water.
Nice.
Yeah. Not sponsored of the show. Could be if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Actually fantastic. They are really good. Mom found them and I got a few cases. I got cherry lime, and then blueberry lemon, and they are really delicious.
Very nice. Blueberry lemon is great.
It is really good. I'm not sure like what it is, but it feels like to me like it tastes just like water, but there's a smell in it that makes it smell like the flavor. So,
like there's just a hint of flavor.
Solid. Okay. Let's go with documentary shorts. So the ABCs of book banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and Nene and Wapo.
Yeah, that's as good as I could do, probably.
And Nine and Wapo, some of that. Joe, I'm going to let you pick first, man. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Because you won last time, I'll pick first.
Okay.
Because that way it gives, like, winner's advantage, and then we'll just go back and forth. So I'm going to pick The Barber of Little Rock because it sounds like a musical I would go see.
Nice. I'm going to pick the ABCs of book banning because it just sounds like the kind of thing the Academy would pick.
You know what sounds 2023? Book banning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God, what was that? It was some Disney. There was a Disney show. I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was Famous Jet Jackson, but it wasn't Famous Jet Jackson. There was a show where there was a kid whose father was a cop. And I think there was like a banning of a book in their school. I think it was like Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, interesting.
And,
A book about book banning.
right? And, they, obviously the school banned the book and everything, but there was a teacher, who encouraged the book reading, so they decided to have this big sit-in, and the kid wasn't going to go to it because, his dad's a cop and this is the law, but then he realized he wanted to stick with his friends. And, he went to the sit-in and stuff, which, it was an interesting story because, obviously, the kid got arrested and, obviously was released. But after he got released, his dad gave him the same book and gave like his friend who was a big I guess an activist now, but back then, whatever the hell the name was it for. And then they did. I guess his whole problem was like they were just doing it the wrong way, and I guess they gave him the book and had him do it the right way and stuff like that. It was a pretty cool. I'm gonna have to look it up. It for some reason it reminds me of the kid who played Famous Jet Jackson. I can't remember his name. I know he passed away, unfortunately, but it was a good show. I'm gonna have to look it up, but it was cool because like getting that stuff on Disney, like because it's not so much it was an edgy thing. It was like being able to give you the moral of the story kind of stuff growing up. I think what made me who I am today.
Nice.
And that's why I choose to this day not read books. Okay, your first selection, you're going to have live action short. You got, you can read it. You can read.
Yeah, so best live action short. We got The After.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Invincible. We've got Night of Fortune. We've got Red, White, and Blue. And we've got The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Okay.
And I'm picking The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, mostly because it's the only thing I watched, but also because it was really, really good. It's on Netflix. It's like 15 minutes. It's great.
That I also selected that one. Just because if I was to watch anything, that'd probably be the thing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I mean, how bad can a movie be when it's called Henry Sugar?
Right. Well, and it's Wes Anderson doing a bunch of Roald Dahl short stories. So like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or The Witches or Matilda. Those are all Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach.
I love those.
Yeah, so there's a collection of short stories that Wes Anderson was like, we should just get a bunch of actors together and do a bunch of them. And so they did. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, the BFG was one of my favorites.
Yeah, BFG.
I did
Big Friendly Giant.
Yeah. What was the one with the twins?
Oh, I don't know if I remember that.
Like the Twits or something, right?
I don't know.
There's like a brother, sister,
the
twins. Yeah, that one was fucking wild. That was probably one of my like top favorite ones too. And like, because I remember it had something to do with the tree, like outside, and like they got like I don't know, like they floated away because of balloons or some cool shit. If I could find it, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But if there's like a Roald Dahl like DVD collection, I want to fucking get it because those were some pretty cool stories. I didn't know Matilda was Roald Dahl. Did not know that.
I think so.
Interesting.
Yep.
Awesome. Next we got animated shorts. Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pachyderm, War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. So animated shorts. I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I'm gonna go with 95 Senses.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went with Letter to a Pig. Just feels like I don't know. I assume it's about like the food, pipeline. Like, thank you, pig, for being the source of our gelatin. And
gross. Thanks for the head butter, bro.
Yep.
Visual effects, Joe.
All right. For best visual effects, we have The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. I went Godzilla -1.
Okay. So, Godzilla -1 seems like the only one that doesn't sound like a big name movie. What is Godzilla -1?
Godzilla -1. So there are two studios now who do Godzilla movies.
Okay.
One does like all the there's I think Godzilla X Kong is coming out sometime this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I believe, an American movie studio putting that one on. The studio that did Godzilla -1 is the original studio that came up with Godzilla in the first place.
Oh, okay.
And this movie came out, I don't know, like near the end of last year. A lot of people, I think Rob Bass went to go see it. And it's a much more traditional it's not Godzilla as a blockbuster hit. It's Godzilla from like the Japanese sort of viewpoint,
Gotcha. I'm going
Mission for the bomb.
I'm going Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It just seemed like action movies really have an upper hand on these things, and plus it's Tom Cruise.
Right.
Ish. Sound, we have The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. Sound-wise, I'm going to go Maestro. It just sounds like that'd be something that would win sound.
Right. It does feel like it would. I picked Oppenheimer because it was one of the only movies I saw last year, and it was very loud. And I don't know. I assume that means it's good.
Oppenheimer was my second choice because I do believe that Oppenheimer is going to like run the board on every category it has.
Yeah, that's the other reason I picked it.
I heard really good things about it. I could not finish it.
Yeah,
I rented it on Amazon to watch it before it came to streaming because Colin talked about. I think Colin went to go see it 2 or 3 times or some shit.
Wow, a lot of times to go see it.
Yeah, so it's like, and Colin's very hit and miss with his movie suggestions. Like sometimes I kind of agree with it, sometimes I don't. I don't know. Like I was watching it and I kind of just dozed off on it. I think the actors in it did really well for what I did see. I think Florence Pugh did great. I think, not Daniel Day-Lewis. God.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, I think he did great. I can't remember the name of the main actor, but
Cillian Murphy.
Yes, I think everyone did great in it. I don't know. Like even for a history movie that like I'm usually interested in, like it just really didn't keep my attention, and I can't explain it. It's not a horrible movie. It's just something I just couldn't stay through. But it's the one that I've heard the most about that just sounds like it's going to run the gauntlet on every category it's in.
Yeah, I mean, it is just like it's pure pretension, right? Like it's a story about how we should denuclearize we should go for nuclear disarmament because the guy who invented the bomb realized how horrific the damage it does is.
Yeah,
and it's a long movie. It's plotting. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. And it's well done, well acted. It's a good story. But yeah, it is very long and very like, wow, okay, Christopher Nolan, I guess you won an Oscar.
Yeah, I think everything about it is exactly what people are expecting, like out of that kind of movie. And what's cool is too is like it wasn't solely just based on the Manhattan Project. It was about his life as well, his infidelity and all that other shit. And like I said, I'll probably give it another shot. I'll probably try it again. But like I said, the time I did try it, I'm just like, nothing's really drawing me in. You know, except for the sex scenes. I mean, let's face it, Florence Pugh, fantastic fucking person.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy who's been single for a very long time. Your turn?
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
Best production design. We've got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I picked Barbie. I think they did a really good job. There was a shortage of pink paint in the world because they used so much on the set of Barbie. And it's a highly stylized, excellent movie.
Is that a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Damn. I also went Barbie. I haven't seen Barbie. I don't know if I will, but it's like Oppenheimer. Everyone was talking about it when it was coming out, and people were making TikToks of it. And I think production-wise, yeah, Oppenheimer, basically two completely opposite movies, but the production went into it is fantastic. And I'm sure these other ones, like Napoleon and stuff, looked fantastic too. I just didn't see anything about that.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Makeup and hairstyling, Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. I'm going to go Oppenheimer just because, I mean, not so much hairstyling, but makeup-wise, they definitely aged those actors really well to play the characters they were portraying. So I'm going to go Oppenheimer just because of that.
Nice. I went with Maestro because, like, there's that whole there was like a whole controversy about the fact that Bradley Cooper got like a prosthetic nose to play the character and all this stuff, and I just thought, why not?
Yeah, no, hey, it sounds great to me, man. Cool. Yeah. All right, editing, what you got?
We have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And I went for Oppenheimer here. I do think it is an incredibly well edited film, especially when you're doing like the back and forth between color and black and white and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I also think like it's going to run the gamut, right? It's going to run the show at the Oscars, so you got to give it the little things so that you can give other people things later that may not fall into the best category. Yeah,
I went with Oppenheimer too, just because like there was a lot of jump cuts between like obviously like you mentioned the black and white showing like the past stuff that's being talked about, the stuff that's being talked about today is in color. When he's going through the what the hell is that called? Debriefing and stuff like that, going through the interviews and they're talking about a situation and they cut to that situation going back and forth. Yeah, you need to be able to cut that cleanly, and I think they did a fantastic job on that.
The part where his audience you maybe didn't stick around for that, but there's a moment where he is they've just dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, and it depicts him having a vision of the people who were destroyed by the blast. And the way that they do it is he's staring out over the audience, getting ready to announce the good news that all their hard work has basically ended the war. And all of a sudden, as he's staring out over the audience, they transform into the same audience, but as though they've been like melted by nuclear energy.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's really well done. It depicts the horror of it, and like it does a good job of like showcasing there's like this thing about Oppenheimer, the man, mm-hmm. where a lot of his people who knew him talked about how he might have had like a little bit of like schizophrenia or something, like a little bit of something where he's not fully attached to reality, and he would have these like visions and stuff, and they would just plague him. And I don't know, it was well done.
Yeah, I didn't see that scene, but I could definitely imagine. I mean, like being the guy. I mean, first off, instant fandom for being the guy that ended a war. But right. the moment that happened or the situation that occurred in order for that war to end, I mean, I can imagine somebody like having a hard time living with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so God, now I kind of want to see that scene, so I'm going to have to watch the movie. Yeah, I think the editing was fantastic. Costume design. Barbie, Killer of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. So Barbie, Napoleon, and Oppenheimer kind of seem like the ones that would probably like draw to me the most, just because you have to look for like, you know, like time, like the obviously you need the clothing for the time that you're, you know, going about, but also Barbie with all the colorful. I'm gonna go Barbie. I'm gonna say Barbie. Yep. Costume design.
Yeah, I also picked Barbie.
Yeah.
They did a tremendous job of like, every Barbie that was different was depicted like the Barbie that would have come out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really well done.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was wondering too, because obviously I didn't research anything, but I am curious on if the outfits that they used in the movie are similar to outfits that actual Barbies wore, like, you know, what the actual doll wore and stuff. I wonder if they went to that extreme.
Oh yeah, they did. They also, I mean, there were certain moments in the movie where like, they would throw it's almost like the silly, like we're going through our wardrobe, so we're throwing things out or whatever to try and find the thing we want. And what they would do is they would follow the piece of clothing into the midair and then like show the whole piece. And then next to it, it would be like, this is what the name of the piece was, and what Barbie it came with and what year.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Joe,
way out of their way.
I didn't notice till now. That's a nice shirt.
Thank you. Yeah. You can pick that up over at our store.
tpublic.com, just by searching TFS or Freakin.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Solid shirt. I like the little guy in the corner up there, too. Looks like a good man.
A handsome man.
Like a good man. Very Family Guy looking man. What do you got for cinematography?
Cinematography. We've got El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And I went Oppenheimer here.
What is cinematography exactly? Is it just like how the movie was shot?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, like what image, you know, what style of shot that you're going for, and probably there's some parts of it that are editing, like what, you know, did you do it on film or not film? Did you make it look like film? Mm-hmm. Did you throw in a lens flare because you're J.J. Abrams?
I went Oppenheimer on that too then. Original song, we got The Fire Inside by Flamin' Hot. We have I'm Just Ken by Barbie. It Never Went Away, American Symphony. God dang.
No idea.
Wazazi, A Song for My People by Killers of the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For? Also by Barbie. So Barbie has kind of an edge here in this one. I'm going to go with the... Trying to think if I actually heard any of these on like social media. If I didn't get copyright, and they probably would just like mute it out of the video, I'd play these songs. But I'm gonna go Fire Inside by Flamin' Hot. I don't know why. That one just kind of draws me more than the others.
Fair enough. I went with What Was I Made For? I'm pretty sure that Billie Eilish won a Grammy for that song.
Really? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Like I said, I could be completely wrong. I just, for some reason, like, I think Fire Inside, I'm like, yeah, you know, that sounds like something I could probably... I'm going to have to go and listen to all these when we're done. Just because I do want to kind of hear what they're like and be like, God, Fire Inside's probably the worst. Original score, who you got?
Original score, American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. literally the only one I heard was Oppenheimer, and so I had to pick it. I do think there's a chance, anything John Williams does is likely to get some points, but, I think it's Oppenheimer.
Yeah. I went Oppenheimer just because they did, I think, utilize, key sounds and, again, obviously scores to emphasize the mood that they're expecting you to have in the scenes and shit. So, I mean, it did what exactly it was supposed to do. So, documentary features, we got, I'm going to go Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memories, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days in Mariupol?
Yeah, I think so.
Mariupol? Four Daughters. Why not? That sounds like a documentary people would enjoy.
Nice. That was one I almost picked. I ended up going with 20 Days in Mariupol because I'm pretty sure that's a city in Ukraine, and it feels like Oscar bait.
Oh, is it? You're probably right. Dang it. Hold on. Mariupol. Ooh, Paul. Yeah, it is. Dang it. What is Four Daughters about? A story of Olaf Farmi, a Tunisian woman whose two eldest daughters were radicalized by Islamic extremists.
Oh, dang.
Well, that's not what I thought it was.
Me either.
Fun fact, research for next year.
No kidding.
Okay, I thought okay, whatever. Well, it is what it is. I'm not changing anything. Animated features, man.
I feel you. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. For this one, I only saw two of these, and I wish I could pick Nimona, but I don't think Nimona's going to win. I think I got to go The Boy and the Heron, because it's a Miyazaki film. I think it's his last one, and I feel like that's going to play hard for the Academy.
I went with Boy and Heron too, just because. Well, at first I thought it was a heroine, but I went with Boy and Heron. I wanted to go Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but Marvel movies don't do well at Oscars. They don't really, win. So it's like, but
it's a sequel, and I think the first one won.
Yeah. So international features. Why did I get stuck with this one? God damn it. Io Capitano. Oh, Perfect Days. Okay, so it's just the first one that really threw me. Io Capitano, Perfect Days, Society of the Snow, The Teacher's Lounge, The Zone of Interest. I'm going to go with the one that I was confused by, Io Capitano.
Sounds good. I went with The Teacher's Lounge.
Okay.
No idea.
I don't watch international movies a lot. At all. I won't even lie. Adapted screenplay.
We got American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I think this could go either between Oppenheimer or Barbie. Mm-hmm. I leaned Barbie just because I think they're going to want to throw her a bone, just because it was like everyone's considering it a really groundbreaking movie. But Oppenheimer's got a sweep. So I think they're going to give Barbie Best Adapted Screenplay so that they can give Oppenheimer everything else.
I went with Oppenheimer because I think they threw a bone to sound and production design, and now I think Oppenheimer's going to kind of run the gauntlet here from here on out.
Nice.
Original screenplay, we got Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May, December. Cool. And Past Lives. This is probably the first time I'm going to go with Maestro, but I'm going to give it to Maestro.
I also gave it to Maestro.
Okay.
Best Supporting Actor, We got Sterling K. Brown.
Can I just say real quick?
Yeah.
Good for them for putting actresses above actors. I think that's nice. Good for them. I'm sure it was inadvertent, but still.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. I feel a little bad I didn't notice.
But you know what? That's because you're evolved, and I'm still learning.
No,
So,
I think it's good.
Good for you. Good for you not acknowledging a significance in it, because you know what? It should all be equal. I'm wondering if there's going to be a point where they get rid of the whole actor-actress separation and just put everyone into one collective group.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if that would ever be a thing. But anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good question. Anyway, Best Supporting Actor, Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. And I got to do Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. He was so good.
See, and the whole idea of the gauntlet thing was supposed to be obvious, but I went Ryan Gosling with Barbie. I think for some reason that movie it's kind of like what you said. It's what did you say earlier? It's such a unique movie, and I think it came out at a right time, in a sense, where it's it's a movie where, obviously, how do I explain this without sounding like a dick?
I don't know.
It allows men to not have to be masculine all the time, I guess. That's the way I'm trying to, it's the way I'm trying to say it, but it doesn't sound, it's allowing you to just be you and be free and have it. Because when you look at Ryan Gosling, you think of a lot of the movies that he did do. I mean, outside of I think The Notebook and all this stuff, but a lot of those action movies that he did too, where he was this rugged fucking hard ass. And the fact that and he went from that to, doing movies like The Notebook. And I think he was in that, was it La La Land? I think it was.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah. It's amazing that you can look at that and say, hey, this guy has range in what he does. But for some reason, I think Barbie's just a little bit different, because you're taking this hard-ass dude or this romantic movie dude, and now you're putting him, he has to portray a doll. That
right.
When Barbies came out, boys don't play with dolls. But now the fact that this is coming out, I think that's what's going to help him win this. Downey Jr., fantastic in Oppenheimer. He was so good in Oppenheimer, I didn't even realize it was Downey Jr. for the first few scenes that I was seeing him in, until I double back and wait a minute. Okay, that's fucking okay. I know he was in it, I just couldn't remember who he was. Right. But I think it just has to go to Gosling. I think he did so well for a movie that of what this is, that it'd be crazy not to give it to him for that.
Yeah, fair enough. I literally could have gone either way on it.
It's hard. It is hard.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I think even the last time we did this, there's never really. It's been a few years at least. Again, this is my opinion, because I don't know a lot about movies, just what I see through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, blah blah. But there hasn't really been a most recent year where there are two movies that could really fight it out for each other.
Right.
It's always oh, this one's the obvious, and shit, and this year, like I said, one of these two movies can be it. And if history taught us anything, it's always going to be the third option that no one thinks about.
Right. Yeah. That's what I thought about, sprinkling in some Killers of the Flower Moon choices.
I've never heard that
case.
I never heard of that movie, and honestly, I forgot Mark Ruffalo was in Poor Things, but I knew that he was in a movie, and I heard fantastic things. So Poor Things are probably going to win a lot more than I gave it credit for.
Yeah, it could be. It's I think it might be GCR's favorite movie of the year.
I think it's on Max. I know HBO did it. I'm guessing Max is doing the same. I think they have it. I have to look, but I think there's a category of Oscar nomination movies. They're all in one spot. And if it is, I may start watching some of them. I mean, I don't got time, between today and tomorrow to get done before the Oscars, and obviously I'm not changing any of my answers, but
Right?
I at least got to watch the Best Picture ones and see what's there.
Yeah.
Actress in a supporting role, we got Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple, America Ferrara. Damn it, I knew I was gonna get that wrong too. America Ferrara, which I didn't even know was a person. Fantastic. In Barbie, Jodie Foster in Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. I'm gonna go Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. I think she portrayed the wife very fucking well, and I think that she got sympathy for what was going on at the time, you know. So I'm gonna go Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer.
Nice. I'm going with America Ferrera from Barbie. So that one speech that's been going around, I just feel like that is going to influence the choice.
There's a speech going around?
Yeah, she gives, like, near the end of the movie, she gives like it's like a 35, 40-second speech about how it's so hard to be a woman because you've got to be perfect in every way while also being super vulnerable and submissive or whatever to men. And
Gotcha.
You got to be pretty but not too pretty. You got to be smart but not too smart, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's great. It's really good. I remember watching it in theaters and I got chills, even though like none of it's new to me. I mean, it's all very. I walked out of the movie and was like, if this movie came out 10 years ago, it would be like one of the most influential films of all time. But I don't think it could have been made 10 years ago. And so it's just a movie whose idea has come, and in some ways, because of that, it's sort of like baby's first feminism type of movie.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it is good, and she did really well in it. So, but I also agree, Emily Blunt could also win it. She was excellent. She was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, who you got for actor in a leading role?
All right, best actor. There is Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, or Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. And I had to go Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. I feel like the best actor is usually the one who's part of the movie that wins best picture. And I feel like that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think Oppenheimer's going to take that one. I looked ahead, and I'm not quite understanding this, but so we got actress in a leading role, Annette Bening for Nyad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Huller from Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. What is Margot Robbie not nominated for actress for Barbie?
Correct.
Why?
I don't know. I remember thinking, like, this is nuts.
That kind of surprises me. Like, you would think that Barbie is all over this ballot, but actress in a leading role is not. Is like, are they? I mean, I'm assuming Margot Robbie's Barbie is the main role of the movie.
Yep.
I mean, you got Ken here supporting. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it is weird.
I probably would end up going Barbie, but there's not even.
Like, yeah, okay. And if you look ahead to Best Director, Greta Gerwig is not included for that either.
That's kind of wild. Insane. Yeah. And I guess I could kind of like, you know, Oppenheimer didn't really have like a lead female role. So I guess I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting to me because like if she's not in the lead role, she's not even in the supporting role. Yeah,
it's weird that she's not going to win an Oscar for this.
Yeah. I'm going to go then with Emma Stone in Poor Things just because, like I said, I completely forgot that was an actual movie, but I heard great things about the movie Mark Ruffalo was in, so I'm going to go by default Poor Things wins actress in leading role.
Nice. I'm going to do Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is like it's like a movie about it's like a Native American story of like the Osage Indians, and it's a Martin Scorsese like magnum opus type of movie. It's like 4.5 hours long or some ridiculous thing.
Nope. I'll do it. That's way too long for a movie. All right, what you got for directors, man?
Best director, Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Justin Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. I'm doing it's going to be Nolan. I in my heart.
Yeah, I went Nolan too. Just that, like I said, it just seems like this is going to be the big moment. And I'm going to be really surprised if Oppenheimer wins very little awards.
Right.
That should be the movie of the year. So we come to Best Picture. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Zone of Interest, and I went with Oppenheimer, obviously.
Yep, same.
Perfect.
That's the fastest we've ever gone through that, I think.
Well, yeah, we did it all in one show. Cool. So we'll review those. It won't be on the next episode because we're recording the next episode here today. I think we are. I don't know what the hell we're doing. Next weekend we'll hear about the results and stuff. I don't know what we're doing anymore, Joe. It's nutty. It's fine. We're good.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't remember the last time I actually went to a movie theater, and I know it had to have been after the pandemic. I just don't remember what movie I saw that I went to. It had to have been a Marvel movie, I think. Right? Is it weird that Marvel movies aren't being like advertised and pushed as much as they normally are?
It's very weird. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, unless you like search it, you don't even know that the next Marvel movie is Deadpool Wolverine in like July. Which by July we would have like 3 Marvel movies out by now.
Right? Yeah, it's weird. It is really weird.
Like one? There's only one movie out right now or some shit?
I don't even know.
Yeah. I know I watched the Marvels. I mean, I saw that. That came out in November of last year.
November. Yeah, next one's not until July.
Yeah,
wow.
So it's weird because, like, like I said, like, you look at, like, the past and, like, so you got Black Widow, July, Shang-Chi.
Wow, it's the only one this year is Deadpool Wolverine. Captain America Brave New World is February 14th of next year, and Thunderbolts is May 2nd of next year.
Yeah. Is this all due to the writer's strike and that delay and everything?
Oh, it could be. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it's weird too because, like, okay, so we had 3 out last year. It didn't fucking feel like it.
Right?
Yeah,
Ant-Man.
Yeah, maybe Ant-Man was the one that I saw in theater. Maybe that's when I went to the theater. I know it was a Marvel movie. I know I went to Bradley. But dude, I remember I used to go into the theaters like at least once a month with friends and seeing movies coming out and everything. Now it just gets to a point where it's like, if I just wait a few more months, it'll just end up on streaming.
Right. Yeah, or like $5 Tuesdays or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, but I went and saw Dune Part 2 this last week.
What?
It's great.
Dune.
Yeah.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, so it's a movie based on the book by Frank Herbert from the 1960s.
Okay.
Anyway, about a far off future. It's like 10,000 years in our future. And there's like an interplanetary group of people who, they've figured out how to do faster than light travel, but to do it, you have to have this special drug called spice. And so there's only one planet that produces spice, and it's Dune or Arrakis. And it's very political, like, what does it mean to be a messiah, and what is religion for? Does it control people? Is it manipulative type of thing? It's interesting. It's great. And there's also like an ecological, that doesn't really make it in the movie, but the book is very like, how do you terraform the earth after humans have destroyed it?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a subplot. It's fun. It's interesting. The hardest thing about the book for me is the all the characters just have regular names. So like the lead, the main character's name is Paul, and his mom is Jessica, and you're just like, this is 10,000 years in the future, and that name's still around.
So it's a movie based on like, oh no, because you said Dune is another planet, so it's not like Earth. It's not based on Earth and shit.
It's a yes and no. It's so far in the future, it's not an Earth that we would recognize. I think, from my reading of the book, that Dune is our Earth 10,000 years in the future. It never explicitly says it, but there's like hints throughout the book, and I'm like, well, I got to the end of the book and I was like, that was Earth, right?
So kind of like Planet of the Apes.
Kinda.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but it's the one with the giant worms. The
10,000 years?
Yeah.
God, no, they really overshot that.
Right.
I mean, cool. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll never, ever know, but it'll be interesting to see if, humans are around 10,000 years from now. I mean,
right.
How long have humans been around now?
About 10,000 years.
Is it? Okay. So we're doubling down? Perfect.
Yep. You could do 100,000 if you talk about some of our earliest ancestors, but gotcha. Yeah, I think they call it the Anthropocene, the age of man is about the last 10,000 or so.
Gotcha. Dude, I don't know. I'm dumb. I just think like, God, I can't believe we've only been around like 700 years. But obviously well, it's weird because like when you sit there and look at like Renaissance.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what, 400 years ago?
Yeah, between 400 to 600 years ago.
Yeah. It's like fucking people are living in like brick and wood huts, have plagues and shit. Like the ruler of the fucking world is some fat dude who, slaughters wives who don't give them sons and shit. That's only 600 years ago.
Yep.
Like that's it. If you look at it as 400 years ago, that's literally like 3/4. Like fucking Betty White lived a quarter of that.
Right.
R.I.P. to Betty White, but it's just like that's
America is only like 3 generations old.
Yeah, that's the shit I don't get. It's like realistically, when you want to think about it, like Abraham Lincoln lived within the last 200 years. Like, within the last 200 fucking years. Like, we're going to have a tricentennial in about 52 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. We might
we'll probably still be alive for that.
We could. Yeah. I mean, 52 years from now, that'll put me at 86. So maybe.
Right.
But, dude, it's just fucking goofy. The fact that, sliced bread was made in the 1900s, and now fucking I don't enjoy it every day. I'm still on keto, but
yeah, Betty White's older than sliced bread, or was.
Jesus, right? Yeah, fucking A. Dude, it's just weird to think like 10,000 years is like I don't know. I mean, I could imagine like if nothing happens to the Earth, if there is no big ending, or this world isn't destroyed by us living on it, like I could imagine what the population would be like in 10,000 years. I could imagine what evolutions we would go through in 10,000 years, and
right. Like wisdom teeth probably won't exist.
Yeah, I'm fine with dying before that. I mean, I will. There's no way I'm going to live 10,000 years. But,
you know what? If an opportunity came up and I could do it, I would not be uninterested. Yeah. And not because it's not like a fear of death or anything. It's curiosity. I want to know what the world would be like.
If somebody said to you,
yeah,
like today,
yeah,
Joe, you have 24 hours to decide. We could guarantee you to freeze you in this moment.
Yeah.
Where you will wake up 10,000 years from now.
Ooh.
But you have to decide within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be frozen to do it. I'd want to live the whole time.
No, frozen.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't do it then.
No.
Yeah, well, because you got to think, like, in the last 300 years, we already don't speak the same English that, like, Beowulf was written in.
Yeah, that's true. What about they said, like, you have 24 hours to decide. We're gonna inject you with something that allows you to live for 10,000 years.
I'd say yes.
But you're it.
I'm the only one who gets to live that long.
You're the only one who gets to live that long. So everyone you know to this day lives and dies normal, whatever age. You're the only one that gets to live for 10,000 years.
Boy, that'd be really hard, but it'd be hard not to say yes.
It'd be really hard, yeah, but you're gonna watch people like
I know,
die.
I've done my grief history before, and I've lost like 15 people in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like I'm already well adapted for it.
I gotcha. I couldn't do it just because the expectations of this world being what it is 10,000 years from now doesn't seem real. I don't think we'll ever, and I don't want to say ever, but it's whatever, I'm going to die before it happens, so what do I care? I don't believe we'll ever have floating cars. No. I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think we'll live in pods above the ground, and probably 10,000 years from now, it's probably going to be the same damn thing here. Probably just, a faster computer that's going to be the average cost of $10,000 and shit, where people are making $37, dollars an hour delivering newspapers and buying, $80,000 4-door, 4-cylinder vehicles and shit because, fucking dude, the cost of living sucks.
Yeah.
Such garbage. Joe, what are you freaking thinking about though, man?
Honestly, Dune. I really liked it. I love getting out to the theater. It's not something I get to do that often. Mm-hmm. And, it's one of my all-time favorite things to do. And so, getting to I think it was like Monday afternoon. I looked and saw that there was almost nobody, in the theater. So one of the nice things from COVID is you can reserve a seat now at an AMC. And so you can also see how full the theater is going to be and all of that stuff. And so I saw that it would be an almost empty theater, middle of the afternoon, so I could be home in time for dinner, in time to see my wife come home from work just about. And, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I like the book Dune once I got over the fact that the characters just have normal for now names. Very distracting. I mean, incredibly distracting to start, but once you get over it, it's really good. And I saw part 1, I think on it came out on HBO at the same time that it was released in the theater. And so we watched it, and, Maddie, I think, fell asleep in 10 minutes. It's a very, it's boring. I'm not going to lie. It is boring unless you like this kind of thing. So, the first movie. And, this was part 2, and the first hour of it was more of the same, and then it gets good. How many parts I knew it would get good because of the book, so.
How many parts are supposed to be?
Just 2.
Oh.
Yeah, just 2. I do think that they'll probably have, everyone wants a new Harry Potter, right? A new Lord of the Rings. So they'll probably there's 12 books in the Dune series. From what I understand, the only ones worth reading are the first 3, which is Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune. Okay. I've only read Dune. I tried to read Dune Messiah. It sucks. It sucks. It's one of the worst books I've ever tried to read. I got 10 minutes into it and was I can't read this. It's just rambling philosophical nonsense. I hope they make it more interesting as a movie, because I understand that that's the next one that they're going to do. But.
So do you see this as being the next multi-movie franchise?
I think someone is trying to make it happen, and I don't know if Fetch is going to happen.
I guess it just depends on. Excuse me. I guess it just depends on on how well they do in the box office. I mean, how well is Dune 2 doing right now?
Dune 2, as far as I know, it's doing great. Let's see. But yeah, I could see them doing Dune 2 domestic box office passes Dune 1's lifetime haul.
211 million out of 190 million. So I mean, they made more than they spent. 190 million. That's not a fucking movie, dude. It's this fucking world.
They spent it well. It's really well done.
I need money.
I hear you, right? Can someone? I just need $5 million. That's all I need to do whatever I want for the rest of my life without being accountable to anybody else.
God, $190 million fucking dollars to make a 2-hour and something minute movie. I mean, I'm not saying the movie's bad. I'm just saying like that's you sit there in the theater and you buy your ticket to watch. You're looking at this like this is what $190 million looks like.
Yep,
like, that's what it is. And then you look at Clerks and like this is what $35,000 looks like. Or whatever.
What's really funny to me is how much the mouths of the worms look like buttholes. And so you're just like, you spent almost $200 million on butthole worms.
Dude, did you hear about those popcorn buckets?
Yes, I did. I didn't get one.
What the fuck, man? I don't know. like when I first saw this popcorn bucket, I'm like, you know what? I thought, that's pretty cool for the fucking kids. That's really awesome. And then I saw a TikTok of some creepy fucking dude, and obviously it was a sketch, it wasn't a real person.
Oh, yeah.
Who orders the popcorn bucket, no popcorn, with extra fucking butter. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, he's gonna fuck that popcorn bucket. Like, what the hell,
that's the
man?
meme.
That, holy shit.
That's the internet today.
I don't understand. You know what? I mean, good for you guys to find love wherever you find it.
Right.
But Jesus Christ,
the theater was empty enough. If I could have no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm not in public.
You're not Pee Wee Herman?
No. Yeah, thank you. That's good.
Paul Rubin. You do Paul Rubin. Yeah.
What about you? What are you freaking thinking about?
You know what? As I mentioned while we were recording, my sister volunteered to come over and help me clean my house. Because apparently I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not going to fault it. I had to wipe dust off the printer in order to print out these prediction things. But we're going to like a fundraising benefit this evening called Tractors for a Cure.
Nice.
And basically it's a small town, people get together and they have like sound auctions and raffles, and it's basically raising money for cancer. And we go every few years, and it's a pretty cool thing. And it's not like the first year I went to it, I'm seeing like how much money can like these guys actually make off like because in my mind so when I first heard about it, I thought they were auctioning off tractors. No,
right.
they auction off toy tractors. But it's also kind of like a cash bash thing where like you buy a ticket, your name goes up on a wall, and they have like 100 and something names or whatever, and then they do like bingo balls, and if your number gets called, depending on which in the order that they're called, you either lose or you win like $25, or if you're the final number, you can win a jackpot and blah blah. So they make a lot of good fucking money. And plus the little tractors they have, like, just toy metal fucking tractors, people buy them up for like $400, $500, $600 fucking dollars because of the benefit. Yeah. It's just, it's not because
that's the only reason you pay that much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the value of it. It's just, that's what it is. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And like I said, it's just nice to go to things like that. And I do some of the silent auction stuff. They have some pretty cool things, and I do a couple of the raffles. My goal one day is to win there's always a wheelbarrow full of booze. So that's my dream, to win that one day, just to, win a wheelbarrow full of alcohol. Because why the hell not?
It would be a fun thing to win. Yeah.
It'd be a really cool thing. We can make so many fucking videos off of the booze in there, because it's just an assortment of fucking liquor and shit. Even though it's March 9th and I still haven't drank since December 30th.
Nice. I'm
still excited for the day that it happens. But yeah, I'm excited we got that benefit tonight and everything. And, when we get wrapped up, I'm going to help my sister clean the house, and shit like that. And so, yeah, just going to enjoy some time out with some family, and probably bump into maybe some friends and shit. And, just.
Nice. That sounds great.
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Every week our listeners can catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But if an hour of Cartoon Joe just isn't enough, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Excellent. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching This Freakin' Show. And, of course, listen to us wherever you do listen to podcasts, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Podbean. Or you can now watch the podcast over on Freaknet Studios. Make sure you subscribe over there as well and hit the notification bell for when you know they are released. Guys, that's all I got. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freakin' Show. I'm out.